Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Welcome to Talking Real Money, the daily podcast. I'm Don McDonald. Glad you could stop in, and thanks for listening and spreading the word. 855-935-TALK is a number that we have for you 24 hours a day, so you can call us with your questions, and we can answer them on the podcast, or you can call on Saturdays live between noon and 2 p.m. Pacific time, 3 to 5 Eastern time, when we do the show live in the Seattle area. But for now, this is the podcast, and today's podcast is another one about the problems with much of the financial advice that is promulgated across this great land of ours, particularly in this medium, the verbal medium, radio or podcasts. I hate to be associated with these people. They are very, very, very unscrupulous, almost to the point of being just evil. Just evil. Just recently saw a story about a financial radio host in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Goes by the name of Doc Gallagher. Doc Gallagher did a show for many years on religious radio stations because Doc Gallagher claimed he was a good Christian and he had special investments for other good Christians that could make... Well, Doc Gallagher, he played his religious card. He played the Christian card. He was one of you. And because you were with him, sharing the beliefs, you got special investments from Doc Gallagher. And these special investments, he claimed, were totally safe and returned between 5 and 8% per year. Now, when someone claims to be able to offer you a safe return of 5 to 8% per year, what are you supposed to do? No, not take it. No, it's not. You can't have them. Please stop thinking that. You need to run away. Run away as fast as you can. Well, good old Doc, W. Neil Gallagher, Ph.D., who was the president and CEO of Gallagher Financial Group Incorporated. Well, first, Doc wasn't a real investment advisor. Doc had been out of the industry for a very long time for doing a lot of really bad things back in the day. He was written up by the SEC for playing with his customers' money and doing things he shouldn't have done. And so he went on the radio with another guy named Gallagher, a Matthew Gallagher. Now, I've looked at Matthew Gallagher. Matthew Gallagher used to be with Doc Gallagher at Gallagher Financial Group, but Matthew Gallagher went out on his own and started another firm. Shortly after, apparently, Doc Gallagher was arrested for fraud. What kind of fraud? Well, he's accused of operating a Ponzi scheme, a multi-million-dollar Ponzi scheme, where he apparently, like every other Ponzi scheme, took in lots of money from his listeners and his church family and paid the early investors out of the new investors' funds. Now, Doc Gallagher was well respected in his community. As a matter of fact, some very popular, the more rabid conservative talk show hosts, like another Gallagher who's on one of the conservative radio networks, endorsed this guy. Zig Ziglar endorsed this guy. He had all kinds of great endorsements, and he went on the radio with his co-host Matthew Gallagher. As a matter of fact, here's an example of them telling their listeners why they are the right people to listen to.
Call now, visit with Matthew Gallagher or Dr. Neil Gallagher in our Dallas office or our Fort Worth office and start to put together a plan that you'll feel good about the joy of a rich retirement and a robust life now.
Remember, we're the guys on your side.
We are the guys.
Bottom line, we are the guys on your side.
We are the guys on your side. And that's the reason we say our signature phrase for 30 years has been to say to your financial planner, if I didn't have any money with you, would you still care about me?
See, there you go. We claim that we're on your side, but how are you going to believe me? We really are on your side. We help people with no money whatsoever all the time on this show, and our advisors do. I mean, that's just the way we work our business. And, oh, my goodness, I don't even know how we could run a Ponzi scheme. It would pretty much be impossible because we don't take possession of your assets. That's important. People signed their checks over to Doc Gallagher. Come on. But I know. How do you know who to believe? You hear something like that and you go, I'm not going to believe anybody. And I don't blame you. I seriously don't blame you. I think you need to be skeptical about every single person, me included, on the radio, doing a podcast, writing articles, whatever it might be. I mean, we just had Jordan Goodman, a former Money Magazine writer and a podcast host and a guest on countless radio shows around the country. He just he was involved recently in a Ponzi scheme, another Ponzi scheme, again claiming big returns and no risk. I want you to be massively skeptical of everybody. I really do. Me included. Me included. But I can tell you, I don't have any black marks on my record. You can look at mine. I've been in this business since, Doc and I started about the same time. It's curious. I went back and looked through his past employment history, and Doc worked for Dean Witter at exactly the same time I did, back in the mid-'80s. So you need to be very, very vigilant about these folks. And to that end, to help you do that, I know I've been telling you to go to FINRA's broker check or go to advisorinfo.sec.gov and look these folks up. But if you want me to help you do it, go to Talking Real Money. I'm going to put a button right there in the hot button section and send me a note with the name of the person, the firm they're working for, where their radio show is, what it's called, as much information as you can give me about them, and I'll check them out for you as best I am able. I can't promise that I'm going to know for sure, but there are certain clues that you can use to build an opinion. If they're always telling you that there is a safe place for your money, they have the secret of safety. You can still make good money and it'll be safe. Then you need to not just be skeptical, you need to be outright cynical or just totally ignore them and turn them off. Because the one thing that does not exist, and I know you desperately want it, stop wanting it, is a high return with little or no risk. You cannot have it. And if you chase after it, then you share some of the blame for what happens to you down the road. You've been warned, so stop doing it. So if you want to send me the name of some people to vet for you, I'd love to do it. If possible, I'll do them on the show. If not, I'll send you a note. Send me, give me your email address. But I'd like to do them on the show, and we'll do them on future podcasts. Okay? And if you have a question you'd like to call in, 855-935-TALK is the number, 855-935-8255. I will answer those on future podcasts. So give me a call, 855-935-8255, and we have a call right here.
Hi, Tom and Don. This is a fairly simple question, maybe a little too unsophisticated for your listeners, but my nephew has $1,000. He'd like to open a Roth account at Schwab because they have a local office in Fresno. I'm not as familiar with Schwab's ETFs and mutual funds, but I know $1,000 isn't a lot to get very diversified. He doesn't need the money until retirement, and he's only about 25, so there's quite a bit of time there. And hopefully he'll become a more educated investor and start to do things with it later on. But for now, just like a good aggressive portfolio that he can just kind of put it into and let the money ride. If you wouldn't mind making a few suggestions for Schwab ETFs or indexes, I would very much appreciate it. Hopefully he'll have enough someday to become a Vestry client, but at this point, he's just starting out. Thank you very much.
Oh, this is the perfect question for the show. I love it when young investors get started. And the best place to get started is in a Roth IRA, because that encourages you, when you put it in this tax-free account that you really shouldn't touch until you're retired, that encourages you to take a long-term perspective. And as you said, you wanted something with a higher degree of risk, and you wanted something that he could get into with $1,000. Now, Schwab is great. I don't know that you need a Schwab office, though. We deal with Schwab. I like Schwab. I have nothing against Schwab. But I think you might find it a little bit less expensive. I don't know. Shop. Ask Schwab. Call Vanguard or go to their website. But what I would suggest you do is put that $1,000 into this ETF. Don't worry about all the other ETFs. This one ETF, one of the lowest cost, one of the best diversified ETFs he can get into. It is invested all over the planet. Its symbol is VT. It's the Vanguard Global Index ETF, the Total World Index ETF. That will cover stocks everywhere. You have great diversification. It will fluctuate. There will be bad years, but the nice thing is they don't move in lockstep. U.S. and international markets don't move in lockstep, so you get a little bit of reduction in volatility, which can make the ride a little bit more comfortable, a lot less scary. So that would be my suggestion. Either go through Vanguard or go through Schwab. They can get VT because it's a publicly traded ETF. Just find out where the costs will be the lowest, and that's where I'd put the money, and then keep adding to it. 855-935-8255. We talk about money here every single weekday, and we do it live on Saturdays on Como Radio in Seattle. You can also listen live if you go get their app, the Como app, if you're outside of the area. And if you would like me to check out a radio host in your area, give me the host name of the show, station it's on possibly, any information you can get about their firm name, anything you can glean from the show that might help, and go to talkingrealmoney.com and look under the hot buttons, and you'll see a button that says Radio Advisor. Or how am I going to phrase that? Vet My Radio Advisor. There, that's better. Vet My Radio Advisor. That's how the button's going to read. As soon as I get done recording this, I'll go put that up. And thank you very much for listening. Please spread the word. Tell a friend. We are so glad that you pay attention to this show because we really do believe you will be better off. I'm Don McDonald. Thanks for listening.
Talking real money. We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit talkingrealmoney.com for more information and disclosures. That should keep the lawyers happy.